Hello, everyone. This is another Black Conservative. I am Ryan Bowling. Thank you all for joining me. So, Governor Ron DeSantis and Governor Gavin Newsome last night had if you can call it a debate, you can call it that. There wasn't any live audience, but these two had a debate last night on Fox News's Hannity show, and Hannity was the one that was moderating this. I did not get a chance to see the entire debate. I did get a chance to see about 10 minutes of the debate on a particular section of it that was cut out for us here on the Breitbart News article that I'm about to read, which is very short. And I'm looking at both of these guys, right? Now, me personally, I do not like watching these debates. That's why I don't really watch the debates. For one, they're long, and to me, this is a bunch of nonsense to me. It's because a lot of this stuff I feel is prefabricated, it's planned. It's, these guys are establishment figures, and and I just don't have the patience. But I said, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and watch this one since it's only like a little over 9 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and endure listening to these two badger at each other. Now, I heard what Ron DeSantis said. I heard what Gavin Newsome said. But in my opinion, if any of these two were to actually become the nominees, okay, if they were to become the nominees, okay, for the candidacy for president, I'm not going to tell you now who I think would win, but I'm going to give you a hint. He's not who I would want it to be in there. So you already know, okay? So I just want to read you just a small portion of this, and I'm going to get into my commentary of what I think this is all about, in my opinion, and what I think are credentials, if you will, to being an actual leader for the country. There's a lot of elements that need to be, well, maybe I should take it back. I'm not going to say a lot of elements, but certain elements that need to be in place in order for someone to become the leader of this country, the president of this country. It's not just knowing your policies and so forth. It's more than that. So let's get right into this. Governor Gavin Newsome said Thursday, of California, said Thursday on Fox News' Hannity during a debate with Governor Ron DeSantis of Florida that neither of them will be their party's presidential nominee in 2024. It's interesting, right? Newsome said, "I'll tell you why I'm here. I'm here to tell the truth about the Biden-Harris record and also compare and contrast Ron DeSantis' record and the Republican Party's record as a point of contrast that's as different as daylight and darkness." And maybe perhaps in the fullness of that particular debate, he probably did say that. Like I said, I didn't see the entire. I only saw like a little close to 10 minutes of it on this clip and the Breitbart article that I'm reading to you right now. So I can't say whether or not he actually gave this information. He may or may not have. I don't know. He continued, "You want to bring us back to pre-1960s, to a pre-1960s world." This was his response to the question here. Now, the first question was actually asked to Ron DeSantis, and Ron DeSantis gave a good answer. And I think the answer had to do with, why so many people are leaving California and coming to states rather, like Florida and other red states. Why is that? And he asked Ron DeSantis first to give an answer of why he thinks that may be the case. After Ron DeSantis gave his answer, Gavin Newsom gave his answer, and his was this right here. He continues, "You want to bring us back to the 1960s world, pre-1960s world, America in reverse." These Democrats are good at doing this. "You want to roll back hard-earned national rights, on voting rights, on civil rights, on LGBTQ rights, on women's rights, not just access to abortion, but also access to contraception." And, Ron DeSantis responded back to him like, "Man, you guys, instead of giving the right answer, an answer of why people in your particular state are leaving your state and going to red states," he says all this type of stuff. He says, basically, Ron DeSantis says, you're giving a lot of leftist talking points, which is what he did, which is what politicians tend to do, especially the Democrats, progressive Democrats. They're more skilled at this. They're more skilled at doing the spin game. You ask them a question and you want a direct answer, and they'll give you the spin game. They'll say all this other type of stuff. But the reason why they're doing this is so that they could have time to come up with an answer to the question you asked them to begin with. The answer is a lie, because they have to redirect your attention away from the actual question. It's classic nonsense. It's classic nonsense. That's one of the reasons why I don't like watching these debates. I ask you a simple question. It is a simple answer. You don't have to do all this. You want to bring us back to pre-1960s, which is a flat lie from what I can understand. But anyway, he goes on. You want to weaponize grievance. You are focusing on false separatism. You, in particular, Ron, are on a banding binge, a cultural purge, intimidating and humiliating people you disagree with. That right there, I don't agree with Gavin Newsom. I don't feel, based on what I know about Ron DeSantis and his policies, and I did videos on him in the past, that I don't think that's it at all. What Ron DeSantis, based on the information that I have, what he's trying to do is ban critical race theory, which is not black history. Okay, I've already explained what that is. I'm not going to talk about it here. Go into my previous videos and find out what it is. He's trying to ban critical race theory, which has nothing to do with black history. It's a bunch of baloney. He's trying to ban all this type of sexually provocative stuff in the schools, and trying to ban the so-called, Walt Disney, Disney. What they're trying to do, he's trying to curb what they're trying to do to our young people, or the young people rather, in California. So I don't think anything's wrong with that. Yeah, he's on a banning binge, but he's on a banning binge to ban corruption, true corruption. How is it not corruption when you're trying to push policies, nasty, sick, demented, pedophile policies on children? Anyone that supports that kind of stuff, you have a serious problem. You need prayer. You really need prayer. And I'm being nice about that. Okay. So yeah, he's on a banning binge. Yeah, because he needs to ban this kind of corruption. But let's go on. You in particular, Ron, are on a banning binge, a cultural purge, intimidating and humiliating people you disagree with. I don't think so. I think there's the progressive Democrats that do that, and these radical far leftist activist groups that are doing that. Matter of fact, I don't think it, I know it. You and President Trump are really trying to light democracy on fire. First of all, it's not a democracy, sir. This is a republic. So quit with the democracy stuff. Anyway, Newsome concluded, so Sean, there are profound differences tonight, and I look forward to engaging them. But there's one thing in closing that we have in common, is neither of us will be the nominee for our party in 2024. And that's all that article says right there. And when he said that, I got to thinking, I was like, okay, what exactly did Gavin Newsom mean by that? What did Governor Gavin Newsom mean by neither one of us will be the nominees for our, what did he mean by that? Was that some kind of mind control tactic designed to affect Ron DeSantis, or to affect those who bother to watch that show, or what? I mean, what really was that all about? You tell me in the comment box below, because I'm trying to figure that out. I mean, neither one of us. Are you putting yourself down? Is it that Gavin Newsom is acknowledging the fact that his policies, his far leftist policies, are a disaster for the state of California? Is he acknowledging that? Is he acknowledging the fact that, hey, you know what? I'm a failure. My policies are a failure, rather. Okay. Right. So I know I'm not going to be the nominee for my party. I know Ron DeSantis is not going to be the nominee for his party. Now, watch this. This is my opinion. Not because internally his policies are a failure, because he knows that's not the case. Because why are people migrating from blue states like his and migrating over to Florida, a red state like Ron DeSantis? Come on, stop. It isn't a problem of his policies. Clearly, Ron DeSantis' policies in the state of Florida is doing pretty darn good. That's why people keep moving there. Let's quit playing games, man. Come on. I think what it is he's looking at something else that I wanted to look at here. And that is, it's not just policies. And this is what I believe Governor Newsome, that Governor Newsome is alluding to, but is not overtly saying. Okay, because he knows internally, in my opinion, that Ron DeSantis' policies that he's promoting and encouraging are good for the state of California. He knows that. And he knows his is kitty litter. He knows that. Okay. But his belief that Ron DeSantis would not be the nominee for his party, in my opinion, is because he knows that Ron DeSantis does not have the charisma and the excitement that is needed in order for people to be amazed at him, to be flabbergasted at him. You not only have to have good public speaking skills, okay, which Gavin Newsome does have, but Ron DeSantis doesn't seem to have that. He's okay with it. He gives the facts and the data and so forth, but he lacks that charisma. That charisma doesn't come off of him like it does with Gavin Newsome. I've heard this said time and time again, and I've gotten a chance to see and hear that. Gavin Newsome, in appearance, first, Gavin Newsome has the appearance. He has a look. Ron DeSantis does not have that look. I would be bold to say that Ron DeSantis, I would be bold to even compare Gavin Newsome and Barack Obama together. Really, I see Gavin Newsome as just a white version of Barack Obama. Very clever in the way that they present their arguments. They like to bring up other stuff. Somebody asks them a direct question, they want a direct answer. What do? They bring up all this other stuff to divert their attention and your attention away from the question so that they could come up with a lie in their mind. And then when the person moderator asks them the question again, they say, oh, X, Y, and Z. That's a lie. Because if it was the truth, you just come out and say it. Now you got to come up with a lie, so you do this diversion concept. You do this spin move concept. Okay, I would compare Gavin Newsome and former President Barack Obama as equal in their ability to be great rhetoric speakers. They're good at that. Plus their appearance. Okay, they're handsome men. Obama was handsome. Gavin Newsom's handsome. Now you look at Ron DeSantis. No offense, but he's short and stubby, and he's kind of soft-spoken and short and stubby. He doesn't have that charisma. And sad as it may be, okay, sad as it may be, if there ever was a real debate among Ron DeSantis and Gavin Newsom, like in a bigger picture thing situation, like with other candidates, I believe let me put it to you like this. Let me sum it up this way. Let me put it to you like this. If it came down to just Ron DeSantis and Gavin Newsom and everybody else is out, I believe Gavin Newsom would win, not because of his policies necessarily, but because of his charisma and his appearance, his ability to be able to take the information given to him and spin it around in such a way that the masses of people and I hate to say, who unfortunately have been so dumbed down, will be, oh, woo, woo, man, this guy's awesome. He's just awesome. He's just so good looking. He just, he has that charisma. You look at Trump. I heard this, and I don't know how true this is, but I was reading some source that was stating that a significant number of women that supported Trump in either 2016 or during now, a significant number of people were women, rather, speeding up a little, were women. Now, why would that be the case? And correct me if I'm wrong in the comment box. I was reading that somewhere. I can't remember what the source was. Now, if that's true, why would that be the case? And I believe, in my opinion, because Trump has that charisma. He has that charisma. He has that leadership ability. That leadership ability shines on a person without them actually trying to be. Okay? Trump had that. In addition to policies that were for the people and not for the campaign donators. Okay? Unfortunately, though I agree with Ron DeSantis' policies for the state of California, if these two were to have it out and out, if it came down to just Ron DeSantis and Gavin Newsom at the end of the day, it would be Gavin Newsom. All right? Over Ron DeSantis, even though I believe Ron DeSantis' policies would be the best policies for the country as a whole. Gavin Newsom would beat him out because of his leadership abilities, his charisma. That's important. We need charisma as well as policies that will benefit all Americans. Unfortunately, that's the way it is. You got to have both. If that person, if that politician or person that's doing the campaign is boring, I don't care how great your policies are. If you're boring and you lack charisma and you lack excitement, it ain't going to work. It's the same thing. I'm going to give you a sports example. Okay? And I'm going to shut it off on this. Those two female MMA fighters. You had, what's her name? Ronda Rousey, and the other lady's name, I forget her name. Holly Holmes, that's her name. Ronda Rousey, Holly Holmes. Both great fighters, right? Now, if you watch the fight, which I did, okay, clearly Holly Holmes had more skill in terms of footwork and handwork. She was a boxer. So she had an advantage over Ronda Rousey. Now you may be saying, what am I getting at here? Okay. And she won and Holly Holmes won the fight because she was a more skilled fighter. Okay. However, Ronda Rousey captured the imagination of all of America, so to speak. Why? It wasn't necessarily because she was good. She was good, but clearly she wasn't good enough to beat Holly Holmes. The better person won, had more skill. It was because Ronda Rousey had an excitement about herself. She was brash. She was in your face. She was the female version of Muhammad Ali almost. You know what I mean? She was a female version of Muhammad Ali, in my opinion. Only a little bit moderate, but still kind of that charisma. You wanted to see Ronda Rousey. You got excited to see Ronda Rousey. You man, it was like, and I've never felt that way about any, because I didn't watch MMA then and don't watch it now. But when I was hearing about this Ronda Rousey, I said, man, let me watch it. And I was watching her and I started watching her fights and so forth, you know, digging into the past. And man, whenever she would fight, I get excited. My heart started racing. It was like I was feeling that way when I felt that way about Mike Tyson back in the 80s. Same principle, same situation. She had charisma. And that's what captured the imagination of the masses of people. It wasn't necessarily her skills. That was part of it. But clearly she wasn't super skilled, because if she was, she would be Holly Holmes. It was her charisma. It was her fire. It was her excitement that got the people's attention. Same principle here. If both of these two guys were put together at the end of the day, Gavin Newsom would win out. And also another thing too is that Ronda Rousey was pretty. Prettier than Holly Holmes. Prettier than Newsome, whatever the other lady's name was. Okay? She was. So you put that together, beauty and charisma. Situation here with Ron DeSantis and Gavin Newsom. Charisma and good looking and handsome against a lack of charisma and kind of short and stubby. You may have one with the better policies, but the one that looks good and the one that's good at manipulating words and has charisma, as a better public speaker, you're going to win out all the time. It's a sad scenario because people need to be more intelligent than that, but that's the way it is. So that's my words on that. I know this went longer than it normally should, but I wanted to give you guys a detailed analysis of what I personally believe this would be, and it all come down to the nudie swoop, so to speak, okay, at the end of the day. But like Gavin Newsom said, neither one of these guys are going to get the nominee for their party. He's probably right. But anyway, that's what I think. What do you guys think? Leave your comments in the comment section below. Like, share, subscribe to my channel. God bless you all and see you again.